Hello friends, so today we're going to discuss the problem 2 from Codeforces round 664, problem name Bobnia plays chess. So Bobnia likes playing chess with his employees. So the question states that you are given an n cross m grid. Okay, and then you place a chess piece which is standing at sxx sxsy. Okay, which is not the border. So I can tell you that. Okay, let's draw some chessboard. Okay, so it's n cross m. Sorry for the drawing, bad drawing. I'm with my mouse. Okay, so this is the thing. It is not on the border. It will not be on the border. It can be like here, it can be here, it can be here, but it cannot be here. Okay, the starting point. Okay, so now the starting point will be given to you, and then what you will do. So in this question, actually during the contest I got confused, but the question, if you understand the question, it is very simple. It states that from the cell xy from which you start, you can move your chess piece to xy dash. Xy dash means y dash can be any value from 1 to m. It can be any value, which is y dash is not equal to y, because you are originally standing at xy. You can go to xy dash, and y dash cannot be y, which means that you cannot land on the same point. You have to move to some another point, which is in which y is changing. If y is changing, which means that you are moving along the same row, or x dash y, in which the column is changing. So which means, in other words, the chess piece move like a rook. Okay, so which means that from the cell you can move to any cell on the same row or in the same column. You can jump to any row or any column. Okay, that's the whole trick. I was thinking about we can jump to only adjacent squares or like boxes, but it can jump into to any row or any column, but it should be in the same row and same column. So what you have to do here is your goal is to visit every cell exactly once. So you start at some given box, and you have to visit every cell, and you can move like a rook, and you have to find out the positions. So this is the input in which you have a 3 by 3 grid, and you start at 2, 2, and you have to print out the sequences which you have to move such that you can visit all the cells. Okay, if you understand the question well, then the answer is very simple. So let's assume that you start from here. Okay, so what you can do, because you start from here, this is the first point. So I'll number it from this cross. I start from this. Then what you can do here is I can move like this. I can go first from here, then I go to here, then I go to here, then I go to here. So I have moved this row, then I have this column, sorry, then I am at this position now. Then because I'm in the last position, I can go to here now, and then I will move like this. Then I am top now, on the top of this column. Then I can move here, move in this fashion. Then I'm at the bottom, come here, then just again go to the top, then come to this position, and so on. So I hope you understand how we are feeling. The position from which we start is the given position. Then we can move along the same column first. When we completed the same column, then we move along every column while moving from left to right. If we again encounter the same column, we will skip it, but because we are moving in the form of a rook, you can jump to any column or any row in the same row and the same column. So let's assume, do it for another example, so you will become more clear. So let's assume that you are having this grid. Okay, so you start from this point. Now you can first complete the given column. So you can jump to here, then you can jump to here, because the rook can jump in the same column. I go to here and then come to here. Now I completed this, and I am ending at the last row of this grid. Then I will go from left to right. I have completed this column now. Okay, now I have to complete all the columns, but I will go from left to right. So I am at the last row, then from the last row come to the first column and move in this direction, top. Then I have completed this. So this can be keep track by a variable called direction, which will help us to flip the values. In the first direction value, we will be at the last, then we have completed this column, then we are at the top. So when we are at the top, we will go like this. Now when we are at the last, we will go like this, and so on. So that's the whole logic. Let's move on to the code part to make it more clear. The code is also very simple, in which you take the input of n and m. Let's make it bigger, I suppose. So take the input of n and m, and you will iterate, like take the input of n and m, and what you will do, you will first output x and y, which is the starting point. Okay, now what you'll do, you will iterate over the first column. So what you'll do, iterate over the first column, and if I is equal to x, which means that you are iterating over the first column. So how you can do, just like write a for loop from this starting point, for this column only, from the starting value to the last value. Just do a for loop. But when we are doing a for loop, this value will also be encountered, but we have traveled this value. So if this value I is equal to x, then we'll do nothing, but if it is not equal to x, then we'll iterate over the whole column. Now direction will tell us whether we're on the top or at the last row. So we will iterate from left to right over all the columns. Okay, if we are on the yth column, because we have filled this column, this yth column we have already filled. Now we have moved from left to right, but if we encounter this yth column again, we will just skip it. So we will continue. Else what we will do, this direction will help us to know. So initially after filling the first column, we are at the bottom always. Okay, so because we are filling for every box, we will start filling from this and go to the end, and we will always be at the last point. So direction will tell us whether we are on the bottom or when we are top. Okay, so now initially we are on the bottom. So what we will do, we will put the last bottom coordinates, and then we will iterate from bottom to top. And when we iterate from bottom to top, we will change our direction. And when then again I will go to the next position from next left to right, and then we will, because direction is equal to 1 now, so we will print the first box, then move from top to bottom, and then again change direction. And that's the whole thing. We will iterate over all the columns, but if we encounter the same column which is y, then we will continue. So we will print out all the boxes. I hope you understand the logic as well as the code. If you still have any doubts, please mention down. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye.